Hey everyone. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to be doing another porch leaner tonight. I'm just moving this stuff out the way. Whew. Okay, so the new long sign that they have, and this is going to be good for like even books and stuff, or pillows. Yes, I hear you, Alice. Lucy, sorry. I'll give Facebook a minute to send out all the notifications. Oh, and I was in a hurry, so I forgot to grab that. So, while that's going out, this is one of the bigger size transfers, and I measured it out, and it's just going to fit this board perfectly from top to bottom. So, it shouldn't give really any excess room. Let me go ahead and open this. It's new, I haven't used it yet. And it does have a line in the middle to cut it. And I'm not sure if I'm going to cut any of the other parts just to make it easier to take on and off and clean. Because I think that some of these designs will look good on pillows as well, pillowcases. Alright, so I've got the big bag there. Okay. And anybody that hasn't used transfer scissors before, they are designed specifically for the silk screen. They're designed specifically for the silk screen because it's got silk screen mesh running all through it. So this is a stencil, but it's not, like you can't stick your finger through the stencil. It's got a mesh lining in there. That's really fine. Okay. Let's see. So most of the larger transfers, not all of them, but quite a few of them you can cut up into smaller pieces. So this one is designed to at least be cut in half like this. Let me measure it out again and make sure it fits good. And I really think I'm going to, this board's not going to be big enough. Oh, it's not going to be wide enough for this one. I need my bigger board. Alright. I need to grab the wider board. So let me see. Oh, I didn't realize it was wider. So I'm going to grab my white one because I'm going to actually do it on the back of it. So this will be basically a double porch leaner. So this is the one where I did the like raspberry sorbet on the front, a little bit on the bottom, and I haven't figured out if I want to add anything else up here, like some little birds or flowers or something. Hadn't decided on that yet. So far this is what this one looks like. So I'm going to flip it over because it's wider. It's a good 2 inches wider than the other one. And we check, and it will fit on this one. So welcome at the top. Okay, so this actually says, "Welcome to our home. Hello, friend. Come on in." Just a whole bunch of welcome sayings. Have a seat. Let's sit and chat. Stay a while. Kick off your shoes. Read a book. Daydream. Sip a drink. Rest your soul. Make some memories. Fall in love. Appreciate today. So I'm going to put this in the back so then you actually have, this porch leaner will actually have 2 different designs on it. And I've been thinking about doing that with all my porch leaners, or even making them seasonal. So one's like a spring, summer on the front and fall, winter in the back or something like that. Then you get like a double use around it and you just turn it around. So, let's see. Daydream, sip a drink. Okay. Rest your soul, make some memories. And mute myself. My battery's low, so my computer might die in the middle. Okay, so do I want to cut it in half? Half is right about here. I kind of do, but there is a dotted line there. What about this one? Same thing for this one. Well, I will leave it together and hope that it's going to be okay. I don't know. I just find it easier to work with smaller transfers. So I need to get my fuzzing cloth out. And since this is a longer one, let me label them. So this is bottom, this is top. Just make it a little easier just in case. They should be pretty much the same size, but I'm gonna fuzz it just a little bit. Now you can either pull it off like I just did and hope that you don't stick it on itself, or you can partially pull it off and stick it on the towel. So because it's longer, I'm gonna fuzz it in different ways. So I'll fuzz the top part and then I'll fuzz the bottom part of it. And you can pull it up or you can flip it over like this and put the towel on and off of it. Whichever way you like to do. If you have two towels, then obviously that makes it a little bit easier. Just want to add some lint to it, basically fuzz up the transfer to make it easier to get on and off of the board. And I'm still getting ahead of myself since I changed the board I was using. If you stick it on itself, pull it apart slowly. If you can't get apart, use water. Water will make it let go and loosen up. Right. But since I'm getting ahead of myself again, I need flax and cloth. For a cloth, you can really use anything. You can actually use this paper towel. So this is just some mini wax that I picked up at Lowe's. And I'm just going to put it on the wood. This is just going to protect, it's going to protect the wood, it's going to protect the paint that I put on the wood, it's going to protect the transfer. It's going to keep the transfer from pulling up any of the paint or wood or making it splinter. And it's also going to help the transfer release easier. And as you can see, this is going on, kind of like try to pay attention as to where you're putting on when you're doing that because it's clear, so you can't really always see where it is. So just kind of do it up in sections and then rub your hand over it carefully when you get done, because that'll let you feel if there's any spots that feel like they're a little dry or your hand doesn't go over smoothly, then just give a little extra. It's clear, it's unscented. So it's just helping you out. This is the board actually that my cat, Lucy, my black cat, so as soon as I had painted this board, about 5 minutes afterwards, I looked up and she was laying on it on her belly, like perfectly. So I thought she might look a little like Pepe Le Pew when she got up because I yelled, "Lucy!" And there was a little bit of footprints on it, but luckily not on her black fur. I was really thinking she was going to end up with a whole bunch of white on her, but luckily she didn't. I don't know how she didn't. I'm still getting messages from work. So I'm almost done. And I can kind of see it. It gives a little bit, it helps the wood not look so dull from the paint that I put on it. So I just put on a little bit at a time. I hear you, Alice. I don't know what you want. Alright, so now that I got this on, build it with my finger. Just now I can feel it. Oops. I can feel it on there. The bottom part already feels dry though. It dries fairly quickly. I need a little extra room on my desk tonight because this board is going to take up the whole thing pretty much. And I got a card stamps ready. And I'm going to pick a couple different colors as the sayings go on. I'm just going to mix up the sayings. Alright, so... I do want to give that end another minute. So I guess I'll fuzz the bottom part and start with the bottom. So let's know where the top is. So let's take the bottom and fuzz the bottom. Hey, feel free to hit like or just comment and say hi if you pop in. I'm just doing the back of a porch leaner today. The other side already has the welcome on it, so this is more of a, you know, come in and hang out, kind of follow up to that. So the top part does say welcome to our home, but and I just stuck it on itself. Okay. Remember, if you stick it on itself, pull it apart easily. If it doesn't want to come apart, just put a little bit of water on it. I already started fuzzing this, so it seems pretty okay. Down there. The same thing can happen when you put it in the water bucket, like for this one, because it's so big. Yeah. Try to go like this and fuzz it this way a little bit. Just don't want it to be too sticky. Let's see if I feel this. That still feels a little tacky. So the way I test it is I go like this. If I can't go like this across the board, then it's too sticky. Let's see if I can center this one. Because it does have a little knot at the end of the board, and I want to make sure. I don't know how that's going to hit with the letters. It's going to be close. Right. Make sure it's pretty straight. And just smooth it down. As I'm smoothing it down, just making sure there's no air bubbles in there. If there are any air bubbles, it could cause it to look like it's going to bleed or, you know, smear when you pull the transfer off. So I'm not sure if you can see the bottom here where there's the today, there's like a little knot. So I have to be really careful when I'm down that end. Oops. Let's see this. It still feels tacky. All right, so I'm going to do the bottom part first. So I just need to pick out some colors. And for the white, whoops. Oh, it is only Tuesday. And Manic Monday was playing on the radio this morning on the way into work. I thought that was just cruel. I was like, wait a minute, it's not Monday. It's Tuesday. Okay, so there's that. And what I got? I do have my shimmer splash, and I do have a lake shore that I used. Alright, so a couple blues, pinks, greens. I haven't used my orange in a while. It's tucked down here. I was trying not to use orange for a while just because I tend to want to use orange on everything. So because this, I'm going to do all different colors on it. I'm going to do a pull and peel, which means I'm going to start in one section, do like a couple rows, pull it up and give it a few seconds to dry, and then do the next section, and do the next section. So I'll probably try to break this into like sections of three, give or take. Alright, so let me check my paste. I haven't used the orange in a while. So, let's see. Stir it up with my stir stick. It's in pretty good shape, but I'll add some water just in case. Just to make sure it's nice and creamy. Now, with the new paste formula, you don't have to add any water to it. As soon as you open it, it's creamy and ready to go. I am trying to use up my old formulas so that they can be replaced with new formulas. So, at this point, anything that you buy is going to be new formula from this point on. It's been quite a while since I used my orange. So I'm going to let that sit there so you can sit on it a little bit. And I know my green. So I'm going to do the Make Some Memories in a green. The love I'll do in that. Appreciate Today. Read a book. Daydream. I think I'll just keep rotating the colors. I don't know that I need to use 2 blues though. Huh. Anybody have a suggestion on color? Feel free to shout it out. We do have a lighter pink. Got my coral. Could do, the bumblebee should be bright enough where it stands out on the white background. So I can mix that in there too. I probably could have done a rainbow too, but eh. I've got the orange still. Okay. No, I was missing a color. What, Lucy? Oh my God, that was loud. All right, so Appreciate Today, purple. Fall in Love. Make Some Memories. Rest Your Soul. Sip a Drink. Daydream. Let's see, read a book. Shoes, 3. I'll go home. Hello, friend. Come on in. Okay, so I should end up with like the pink at the top, which will go if I just keep rotating the colors. I don't know that I want the blues together though. Okay, so maybe I'll put separate the blues. What do you guys think? I hear you, dude. What's up? I keep forgetting about my orange. I totally hear you. Yes, I hear you. I hear you. I swear to God, I hear you and I'm listening. This is what I'm going with. Alright, I've used all these colors recently pretty much except for the orange. So they should all be in good condition. Grab my squeegees out so that they're ready. Alright. So since I'm still waiting for the orange to go, I'm going to start at the bottom with the purple. So we've got the Appreciate Today. Lucy, I don't know what your deal is. You can go in and out of the house all you want. You got food, water. I don't know what more you want. I think what they wanted is I went outside to spray a board with polyurethane to make sure it was sealed so that it could sit the night, and they like to walk around the yard with me. It's weird. They walk around my feet like they're dogs. Although a dog was their only role model for like the first almost 2 years. So, Lucy, you're gonna drive me crazy. Yeah. Okay, make a little bit more room here. Let's see. This feels like it's pretty well done now. So I'm gonna stick this on. It'll give me a little bit more room. All right. Loose. If you feel any air bubbles, this actually just has a little piece of buzz on there. from the towel. Make sure I can get that off. There we go. I do have another little knot in the board there, so I'm going to be careful with that. All right, so that part's done. That's in a pile. And with this one. This looks in good condition. So after I do this pink one, I'm going to pull it up and give it a little air break. Feel free to hit like or comment when you're on. There's this little row of dots, and I know that is because there's such a small little dot space, it will try to dry in there really quickly. So I will make sure that I try to scoop that up fairly quickly. With chalk paste, you can go in either direction, up, down, diagonal, sideways, doesn't matter. If you're using ink, don't do that. Ink, try to go in one direction. You might regret it in the end if you don't. So, okay. And any excess, I'm just putting it right back in the thing. All right, so let's hope these dots are good. We'll see how my O did on the little knot. Not too bad. The dots look good. Alright, so I'll just give this like a minute, not a minute, like 30 seconds or so to dry. If I had a drying tool, which I don't have my drying tool yet, it'll speed up the process. If you have like a hair dryer, you can put it on low or just cool. You just pretty much are using air to, as soon as the air hits it, it starts to dry. So I can see that the E is even starting to dry a little bit. So you can see like, otherwise you see like a wet, an obvious wet look. I'm gonna grab a little stir stick. When I put it back down, I'm going to put the stir stick underneath it, which will help keep it from sticking to the wrong spot. It's really close. What I don't want to happen is I don't want to put it back down and have the backside of the transfer touch the wrong spot and make it hard to get up in the next section. All right, so take the pink and I'm going to finish this one section. Can you guys see okay? Yeah, you can. Right, so I'm going to slide this down a little bit so you can see a little bit better. So the next I'm doing is pink and then the green. And if you do go in one direction, that could potentially help if you get any air bubbles stuck in there. If you have an air bubble, you'll notice it. You'll feel it. I just used my green. I've used my green almost every day for like the past week, I think. But I tend to do like the make some memory ones and stuff in green just because it goes along with all my family tree stuff, which is ancestry stuff, which is usually in green. Although I did consider doing it in blue. But if anybody's looking for help with their family trees, let me know. I love doing that. Because I do often need a break from mine because I've been doing mine for like 20 years. If I hit a brick wall, it helps if I can like do work on somebody else's tree that's not mine, not my relative. Then I feel like I've gotten something accomplished, and then I get like a refresher so that I'm like, okay, I can tackle my family tree again. Green. I'm gonna pull this part up. Notice if you guys can see this so far. The make some memories, fall in love, appreciate today. and this can take a little while. If I was doing it all in one color, I would just pretty much do the whole thing and then pull it off. But because I'm doing individual colors and taking my time, it's just easier to do this for, like, they call it a pull and peel. That way, if I were to wait to the very end when I'm doing all the different colors, I could pull it up, and the purple is drier than stuff at the top. So the purple could actually dry inside the silk screen mesh. And then I pull it up, and then it, you know, the design doesn't look as well. It looks like it's distorted. So. Right. What you will notice about the Lakeshore is that it's a new formula. So it's like perfectly creamy, which is cool. So trying to think if I want, I'm just gonna stick with my regular plan. Which what? Oh. Okay, well, I'm doing the rest of your soul in the blue. Chalk paste you can put on as much as you want and then just scrape off the excess. Ink, don't do that. You'll get uneven. It'll start to soak into your project and it'll come out uneven. Yeah. The idea is for you to learn from my mistakes and not make the same ones or figure out things based on what I've done. So the more that you do it and play with it, the more that you'll, you know, realize some different things about which methods work best for you. Okay, that one, and then this is the shimmer. Whenever you open the shimmer, it's going to be perfectly flat. They always are, no matter how many times you use them. I have no idea why. It's like the perfect formula. So, but shimmers have glitter in them. And you can always mix colors if you want. You can make your own colors by mixing them and save them in a separate jar. Completely up to you. There's a shimmer frost, which you can basically mix with anything and turn it into a shimmer. Okay, so I pull this up. I just have one section with 2 colors left to do. Like the different colors that I'm using. But I definitely should have cut this one. I think I'm gonna cut the top one before I do the top one. It's just gonna make it easier. So it's not gonna be so long. So if I had cut this, I could pull this off and wouldn't have to keep putting it down on the purple and pink and green areas. Each time I put it down, I'm worried about setting it on the wrong spot. Okay. So I'm gonna read a book and daydream. So I'm doing Daydream in yellow, and let's see how my orange is doing. Pretty good. The older paste, if you were ever to, like, if you see somebody who has paste marked down like really cheap price, you're like, oh my god, I can't believe that that's what they're charging. It's because it's the old formula, which as you can see looks a little clumpy because sometimes you have to add water to it. The new formulas, everybody wants the new formulas. And that's why. It's because that doesn't happen. It's always pretty much perfectly creamy every time you open it. Like as you can see from these two, no lumps or anything at all. This yellow is also a new formula, but it's really, really bright yellow, so it should stand out on the yellow background, ideally. So let's see, I'm going to do the Daydream in yellow, and then the Read a Book in orange. So this should be nice and colorful by the time I get done. And always scrape off your excess, because if you have like a little line of excess there, when you pull it up, you're going to still see the line, depending on what pulls through. And just put the excess back in. So you don't have to worry about taking out too much chalk paste. Any excess goes right back in the jar. The new formula takes longer to dry than the old formula. So that's why you want to be extra careful with the old formula if you have any, or if you buy some where it's old formula. Just be conscious that it dries quicker than the new stuff. So pretty much red's the only color I don't have on here, but I've got pink instead. So it is almost like a rainbow. all the excess off. All right. So I'm just going to pull the whole thing up nice and easily. And it's sticking to the other one, so I'm just going to undo that, and then I'm going to put it in my water bin, but I'm going to kind of fold it over because I want to make sure that it can get in there and soak, and it's going to loosen up all the chalk paste that's on the transfer. All right. So, what do you guys think so far? I love the colors. So I'm basically going to do the same thing again, purple up to orange. Do you think we should change the color order around it all? So that's this side. Remember, the back side is got the welcome on it. And I probably will fill it more up with more birds and stuff. I might have to keep this one for myself though, because I really like it. Okay. I am going to try to cut this one. I'm going to try to do a little technique that I've seen them do, which I don't know that it's going to work for me like it works for other people, but alright, so halfway is about here on the have a seat. So I'm going to do it right on the have a seat. Let's see if this works. So this is what some people do with the transfer still on the backer. They just hold it down and draw this across. I don't know if it's going to work though. I don't think it's cutting. I don't know that it's cutting all the way through. It's not. Alright. Maybe it's easier when it's on the backer. So I'm just going to lift this up and cut it since I already drew the line across. I know where I want it. Leaving it all in one piece does help you line it up. Just depends on if you're worried about it or not. I'm not. Because it is chalk paste, and if I want to lift it up and change it, I can. Alright. Alright, this lets me leave a little bit more of a gap here between the have a seat and the let's sit and chat. Okay, so I'm going to start with my purple again. Orange, yellow, blue, have a seat, sit and chat, stay a while, and kick off your shoes. Okay, that should work out. Should work out perfectly. And orange is pretty much my favorite color, so anybody that knows I love Halloween, so. Alright, let's get the purple on here and the pink, and then I should be able to do this of these three colors, and then pull it up, and then I can finish the top part after. Because those are all new formulas except for the orange. So this is the kick off your shoes. You don't have to cover every single area of the transfer, especially if it's got big open spaces. Just cover the sections that you want to. Some people want to do the whole thing, just find it easier, go for it. There's no right or wrong way to put the chalk paste on. So if anybody wants to try a sample kit, or like a little $5 kit, or I have little ink kits, so if you just want to get it, try it, play with it, I have those. And you can just see if you like it. Almost everybody that tries it likes it. Even my mom, who was like, I'm not crafty, I can't do it. Like, it's just, you're just smearing chalk paste across a stencil. That's all it, that's really, honestly, that's really all it is. But the nice thing about the chalk paste is that if you get the reusable boards, you can get seasonal ones and then just keep changing them up every single season. So you can be Easter, and then it could be Memorial Day, and it could be 4th of July, and you don't have to store the decorations. You just take them out and change what's on it. Instead of having 5 different boards for 5 different seasons, you have one board. Okay. So I am afraid that the purple is gonna dry though, because it's such a big piece. So I am gonna pull it up Give it a second. Yeah. Ooh. Should be okay like that. Alright, so then I've got my pink for the stay a while, and then I'll do the let's sit and chat in the green. As you see, when I've got the colors close to each other, I'm trying to save that for the end just in case that they touch. It's like in this case, I don't want to purple back into the pink jar. Right. The pink, and then my green's getting really low, so I'm almost at the point where I can go to the next jar. I say that every time, and then it turns out not to be right because the chalk paste a little really does go a really long way. If you get any of the paste packets, it's pretty much 15 paste packets to 1 jar as to how much is in them. Yeah, so hardly made a dent in the green. So it's going to be sticking around, I don't know, probably another month. Which is not a bad thing. I just can't wait to get to my new formulas. Thought about offering deals on my old paste formulas, but if you're just starting out, you want the new paste formula. You don't want to have to deal with any issues that the old formula had. Yay! Okay, almost done. I'm going to add this to my bucket so that can start releasing. Wipe off my hands. So I just have the one part at the top left. So if anybody sees this board and likes it and wants it, let me know. Right, I'm going to throw these in my water bucket just so I can close these back up so that they don't sit open too long. The older formula I don't let sit open too long. The newer formula, I don't even worry about it. I actually have one with the top off right now. Little pink. Okay. All right, so the welcome to our home that's going to be in orange, hello friend yellow, come on in blue, and then have a seat in the light blue. The light blue's, I don't know. The light blue's not getting as much attention as it should. Neither should the, well, I've got 2 blues next to each other, so that's good. Blue's not overtaking it, which I'm sure my brother would love if the blue overtook it. If it was his. It's not his. I swear, every vehicle that he's bought new, it's been blue. I can't remember. I think his new house is blue. I don't even know. I had a 4-wheeler that was blue. He's mildly obsessed with blue. Just saying. I'm not even that obsessed with orange. Right, so there's the blue. And of course the new formula gives you more playtime. And then I'm going to do the come on in. This is actually Shimmer Splash if you're looking to get the color. I describe it as like a pool kind of blue. Like a perfect swimming pool. Like that's a perfect blue, not like the really light blue, but just like a perfect kind of blue. Now this is how I will close the jar up, where you can see I've been using it. The next time I open the jar, it's going to be perfectly flat again. I have no idea why. Oh, good thing I didn't put that away yet. There's one little row of dots here that looks like it should belong with the blue, so I'm going to add the little blue shimmer in there. And then be really careful with my yellow that my yellow doesn't touch it. Should be using my smaller squeegee for this. So there is the mini like this that I've cut in half, just just to make it a little easier when I'm doing little small sections like this, that I don't overlap things. I'll do the yellow and then I'm pulling it up before I do the orange. So just one color left. Make sure I get the stuff off my fingers. Pull this up and give it a second, and then I'll finish off the orange with the Welcome to Our Home. So I don't see any issues. That little O on the knot seems to be okay. It seems like enough paste got in there that I don't need to do any adjustments on it. I really need my drying tool. It's supposed to come back in stock this month, so. I just gently set it down. I'm not going to touch it or anything. I'm going to give the orange a little more water, just because it was really dry. Let's make sure it's nice and fresh and creamy, so I can finish this last part. Just the drier that it is, the quicker it is going to dry, so this will help me out a little bit with that. Because the Welcome to Our Home is a bigger section. All right, so here we go, last part. Hey Melissa, yeah, I like the colors. I love the colors. I actually am doing this, I've got Welcome on the other side of it. So I'll show you once I get it pulled up. But I wanted to dive into my live. So I knew if I didn't do it right away that I was probably not going to feel like doing it. But I am pretty much finishing off a couple projects every night, which is good. I stopped and got some more flowers today. If anybody saw my flower pots, if you drive by my house, you'll notice that they're all in the windows out front, so you can see them from out front. But hopefully I'll be able to have like a little workshop and make and takes out there as well. Okay, a little more orange. I'm just putting like a big clump on and scraping out the excess and using the excess over here. So I do feel a little air bubble in this corner though. It's just off the edge of the transfer, so hopefully it's not going to hurt the letters at all. Alright, that's it. So I pull this up. The bubble didn't hurt anything at all. Put this in my water bucket. And just rinse off my hands before I touch anything. I do have some blue paste and stuff from when I just pulled it up and put it in the water bucket. Okay, so dry my hands off. Alright, so anybody that's out there looking, so we've got, here's the colors. So I just repeated the colors, so every color that I used is on there twice, from top to bottom. Not quite a rainbow, but nice and bright and colorful. So if I slide this down. I know there's a delay. You went to the Dollar Tree. I did that when I did my late lunch. That's where I stopped. The blue next to my shimmer blue is the Lakeshore. I just got the Lakeshore in because it had been sold out for so long. I love the Lakeshore. So my colors, so everybody that knows, is the purple. Oh, here we go. Purple is Regal. The pinkish color is the Raspberry Sorbet. Green is the Meadow. The lighter blue is Lakeshore. The darker blue is actually Shimmer Splash. So it's got glittery on it. The yellow is Bumblebee, and the orange is, I'm pretty sure it's called orange, but let me double check. Orange Peel. And then I just repeated the colors at the top. And I'll set this to the side to dry, and I'll end up sealing it later, like tomorrow, the next day. And this is what's on the other side. So now compared to the other side, this side looks a little plain with the welcome and the grass and flowers. So I definitely need to decorate this side up. But for now, I did realize, so I don't know, yeah, Melissa, you've done this one. I didn't realize that I needed the wider board. So for this transfer, for this welcome leaner, the original board I grabbed is underneath because I haven't used that one yet. And then when I put it on, I realized the letters were hanging over the edge, so that wasn't gonna work. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty true to color on the screen, from what I can tell. Maybe because it's next to the Shimmer Splash, that it looks a little different. I don't know. But I love it. And it's the new formula. The only benefit of once in a while the colors will get sold out. They're not all back in stock, but they're pretty close. It's the inks that are, a lot of them are sold out right now. So those will be restocking soon. We're just waiting for those. Okay, and I didn't use that stir stick for anything, so that's my project. So with all the different mess I did in color, and I had to go change the boards, it took me, I've been on like 45 minutes, so it took like probably about a half hour for me to do it. So it counts, wax the board, pick out the colors, put the colors on. I cut the transfer. That's not bad for that. The welcome on the other side, obviously, it's less detailed, so it didn't take as long. It took me probably like 20 minutes maybe. But if I had done one color, it would have gone a lot quicker, obviously. All right. Did I miss any messages? Yeah, it is wider than the welcome with just the welcome letters. So like now I need to go and get some wider boards because I only had like one wider board, because when you do the Bless Our Home one, if you're putting it sideways, you need the wider board. And I did do that. If you see the Welcome to Our Home that I did that uses the home letters, that's done on this same size board, but it's done in this angle. So if you look at my pictures, you can see it. But that's what I need, the wider side board. So I need to go get some more wider side board because I love this one. And when I saw Melissa doing it on her live, I thought maybe like with different pillows, you could do like even in 3 sections for like 3 pillows, or even if you have like a body pillow, even just part of this, because when you're lounging around, hanging out, chatting, doing books and stuff, you're just, got pillows and everything around you. So I thought that'd be a cool idea. But I also have my little garden flags that I can use. So I can also do sections of this as well on that. Feel free, whoever's out there, to hit like or comment. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna sign off for the night, put this out to dry, and then I will, if anybody has any projects or any transfers they see that they like, I pretty much have them all now. Let me know, because I can do a project with a transfer that you like to show what that transfer can do. Because I can do several different projects with the same transfer. Obviously, they're reusable, so I'll be able to make at least 10 items out of this. If I take really good care of my transfers, which I do, I'll be able to make at least 20 or more out of one reusable stencil. And I will be having eventually, once we can get back together, I will be having make and takes where you can like come over, sit down, do this yourself in whatever colors. So you don't need to buy the transfer or the chalk paste or anything. You just come hang out, and you pay a workshop fee. But then you just make whatever you want and you take it with you when you go. So you basically walk in with nothing and you would walk out with like this board all finished. Because this chalk paste will in 15 to 20 minutes be completely dry so that you would be able to easily transport it home in your vehicle or carry it or wherever you're coming from. All right, signing off for the night. Everybody have fun, and I will try to post some more pictures of this one. Okay, great, bye guys. If you can hit like, or even if you're catching it on a replay, just post replay or say nice leaner or whatever. Nice picture. That will just boost it back up on the feed because after 30 minutes it will disappear if not. All right, thanks. Bye, guys.